and welcome to DeepDive Talent Insights and Analytics channel. This is I Think I Love My Job. If you're new and you don't know me, I am Kalifa Oliver, the resident expert here at DeepDive at all things employee experience. What are we going to talk about today? Transformation and the employee experience. Let's go. Organizations are often continuously undergoing transformations, be it a digital transformation, a leadership transformation, a reputation transformation, growth, and even mergers and acquisitions. And what I have found a lot of times are organizations during that period are focused on infrastructure and even finance, but the employee experience is usually not at the forefront of that conversation. Unfortunately, not thinking about how transformations impact the employee experience at the time of transformation, you could be doing your organization a serious disservice. While the reality is, for organizations, employees are on the expense side of their balance sheet, and the income and impact of employees on profits and income are usually understated because they're not as easy to spot from an A to B perspective. You should not ignore the impact not looking at employee experience can have on the transformation success or failure. The stark reality about transformations is usually, while sometimes inevitable, they are very difficult and have such a severe impact on your employee experience. In order for a transformation to truly be successful, it requires the trust of the employees who are there. So think of any merger and acquisition or any restructuring that takes place. You're asking your employees to trust you as you make all these organizational changes while they are feeling job insecure and nervous about what's happening. They are concerned about whether or not they will have a job. They're worried about whether they'll still be doing the job that they applied to do. They are concerned that the leaders are going to change. They're also concerned about the organizational structures and even organizational reputation. The truth is that's a really hard place for employees to be. And asking them to do all of these things and feel all of these ways yet still trust you is very hard. Think of it just like any relationship. It is so hard to trust when you really don't know what's going on and there's so much uncertainty. And it's even worse when there seems to be some silence and a lack of transparency. So what happens in those cases are rumors become truth, and you allow people's imaginations or these rumors to run away and create trauma in some cases. So how do you focus or even include the employee experience through transformation? Here's some tips for you to consider when you're having a transformation of any sort and you really want to include the employee experience because it's a part of your organizational culture. Be upfront that you recognize that the transformation is going to be hard. Give as much information as you can. Over-communicate as often as possible, and don't communicate in a way that makes your employees feel like you are attempting to hide things from them. Be as transparent as is humanly possible. While a lot of things that happen in transformation are difficult to predict and often requires as much confidentiality as possible, you can also show empathy as a leader of a transformation and a transformation effort. Acknowledge that change is hard, but give direction. Let employees know during the transformation period what they actually should be doing. It is hard in a transformation to continue your job while you're also being told that everything is frozen or on a go slow. Acknowledge things that are actually happening, and that includes layoffs. This is not a bad time to survey your employees. I've often heard from organizations and clients that I deal with that they just don't think it's a good time because it's going to be negative. While that may be true, you really should have the data, if only to be a baseline of your transformation and to see if your transformation efforts have worked. But pretending that you don't have a way to understand and empathize with how your employees feels is a little insulting at best. Also, by collecting data about the transformation and sentiments related to the transformation, it does two things. One, it includes the employee experience, or at least a willingness to hear the employee experience during such a potentially difficult period. And it also helps you understand how you may be able to frame your communication when it goes out. Do not discount the voice of your employee during a transformation. Transformations, because of its uncertainty, can often lead to a lot of talent loss. And from what I've seen and heard and observed with many organizations, the talent loss may have been unnecessary because generally organizations are trying to keep their good talent. But the truth is, it's like any relationship. If I have options and I don't think that you treated me with the utmost respect and I don't trust you, there's another company that will come and sweet talk me and tell me what I would like to hear. Remember, transformations are moments that matter, like any other moment within an organization. You may not be able to make a transformation easy on your employees, but what you can do is make it more palatable and really listen. And while you are building your transformation and you're still listening to what's happening, you can try to find ways to maintain your organizational culture or improve your organizational culture through the transformation. Don't assume that your organizational culture, if you already like it, will stand through a transformation. You may be in the midst of a wonderful digital transformation and everybody's really happy because it's a part of the employee experience that they have begged you to improve. But in fixing that, you are also taking away that job security that they feel, that role clarity that they had, and it makes them feel really uncomfortable and unsafe. And those are not feelings you easily get over when you feel like your organization did not have your back while asking for your commitment and your loyalty. So that's some stuff I wanted to talk about and share today about the employee experience during transformation. You can ask about everything from how they currently feel about their technology. You can ask anything about sentiment at the time. You can ask baseline surveys about changes related to the transformation, be it organizational structure, reputation, space, working area, flexibility, anything like that you can ask about. Data is always rich, so you always want to catch it. And like I've talked about in prior videos, a lot of times you want some open text data because in the midst of your transformation, some little pockets of things that might be happening may be cause for concern, or maybe something that can be celebrated. And you may not know it's actually happening. You may not know you have a superstar who is really, really bringing your transformation to life until you ask the question. I want you to become comfortable as an organization, as an organizational leader, to ask the question. And don't be afraid of the answer, because again, let the data be your friend. Transformation is really big these days, and a lot of organizations right now are going through transformations, and I think it's really important to put it within the context of the employee experience because it's often overlooked. If you have any comments or questions or thoughts or ideas, please don't forget to put it down below. I am more than willing to read it and discuss it. Don't forget, if you like what you've seen and heard, please subscribe to this channel. Well, it was nice as always, and don't forget, there is always room to have a brilliant experience. Bye.